Okay, well, hi everyone. Happy last day of April. Woo! Yes, please scoot in. I want to see your lovely faces. Scoot in, scoot in. I want you nice and close. Okay, so we're going to start off with some incredible announcements I want to remind you of. And Janet's going to do some product knowledge and we'll jump into some training. So you guys know that they are launching the brand new product next month. Are we excited? Woo! About the new Miracle Set, you guys. It literally is going to be a game changer. It's awesome. So a couple of things about it. First of all, you guys know that you can still earn it. You can earn it early this month with your wholesale orders, right? You guys can still earn it this month. When you order $250, $400, $600, or $1,000, you can earn the new product. So you want to be sure to get your order in by midnight Central Time tonight to still count for this month, okay? And going along with that is we're doing Inner Circle. Anyone who orders 600 or more this month gets to join us next Sunday. They'll be the first people to try the new product. We're going to put it on our faces. You guys are going to get to actually try it. It's going to be amazing. So if I can't see your numbers, you need to make sure you let me know that you earned it, okay? So who's going to earn Inner Circle? You guys, you have till 11 o'clock tonight. Any of you can earn Inner Circle. We're going to talk about some Mother's Day ideas and whatever. There's plenty of time to still finish your goal, okay? And get your order in by tonight at midnight Central Time. Okay, and then going along, and then one more thing about ordering this month is today is the last day of the BioCellulose sale. You guys all know that, right? The BioCellulose mask. You can do buy one, get one half off. Awesome, awesome deal. Truly, this is the time to stock up on it. It's an awesome, awesome deal. So you have till, after this, you guys can run home and get your orders in. If you need to put an order on hold, we can put orders on hold that buys you until Wednesday morning to pay for it and still count for this month or collect sales and stuff to be able to do that. Also, anyone who's in their red jacket by this Sunday gets to join us at our leadership training at 2 p.m. So the Inner Circle's at 4. We're all going to try the products on at 2 p.m. We're going to join all the leaders in our feature area, the directors, and then the red jackets for some special leadership training. So you guys can be in your red jacket by Sunday, right? Right. Any of you can. Okay. Now we're going to talk about the product launch. So next Monday, we're going to do a big product launch here at the meeting, okay? So I want us to pack the house with guests because the guests are going to get to be the first ones to try the new Miracle Set 3D. And I would invite people to come to honestly give you their opinion, that you guys can literally fill up your books in the month of May with asking people, with using this new product and asking people to just be a face for you. Say, I'd love to get your opinion. I'm doing a test panel of 30 faces, and I just need your opinion. I need to see what you think about the new products and conduct your own research and see what people think. I have little surveys you can have them fill out, but that's what we're going to do next Monday night is we're going to have a big, huge product launch and be talking about the new products, okay? Are you excited? We're excited. We're going to pack the house with guests, right? Yeah. So that's going to be our big product launch next Monday night, but then actually every Monday in May, we're going to do a test panel here at the meeting, okay? So every Monday in May, you're going to be so we're going to do a big launch next Monday, but every Monday in May, we are going to have a test panel, okay? Where people can come and give us their opinion of it. You guys, it is the easiest thing to book people by asking them to be on a test panel. Say, oh my gosh, we just came out with this revolutionary product. It's the first of its kind. I would love to get your opinion of our new stuff. I have not had anybody tell me no. It's a great way to warm chatter. People want to be the first to try things. They want to be the first. And this is literally a first in the beauty industry where the design of the product is patented. And so it is literally the first of its kind. So get excited about it. And it's going to be a great reason to blow it out of the water in the month of May. Okay, and do a ton of faces. All right, so you got it. Next Monday, big product launch. Every Monday in May, we're going to be doing test panels. And then I will give you more details as it gets closer because we're still trying to find out the times. But May 12th is the official product launch, and it's actually Mary Kay Ash's birthday. Isn't that cool that they are doing it on Mary Kay Ash's birthday? And our goal as a unit, each of our units, is to see 100 faces on that day in honor of Mary Kay Ash. And so we are going to do, we haven't figured out all the times yet because I just literally decided to do this and I'm trying to get all the other studio members on board today. But we will get that out to you. So we're going to have like several different times that day that you can invite people to starting Friday night. So it'll start Friday, it'll be like full 24 hours of honoring Mary Kay Ash. And our goal is to see 100 faces over that Friday night and Saturday. And what person wouldn't want to help you by saying, in honor of Mary Kay Ash, we want to pamper women. We want to help them feel beautiful. Will you be a face for me on that day? So get excited about that. And we'll do like, I think like 9:30, 12. Janice just said she'll do 2. And then I'm doing Friday night at 6:30. So we'll have like different directors working different times that you can invite your guests to here. And it's going to be a big studio-wide thing. Isn't that exciting? Yeah, I hope that you're excited. You better write that down in your calendar. I'll get you all the times. But it's a great reason to ask people to just be a face for you in honor of Mary Kay Ash, right? For her birthday.
And we're doing the old miracle set?
No, this is all the new product. This is the new product. It'll be no.
Yep. No more
Yep.
miracle set.
No more old miracle sets starting next week. Yeah, absolutely. One thing I do want you to know, I don't think we have any Pueblo girls. Oh, we have one Pueblo girl in here and any Pueblo people watching online. I am going to do the new product. I am going to be doing starting May 10th in Pueblo, and each Thursday after that, the new product as well. Okay? And then Friday nights. Okay, we're so excited about this Friday night. I don't know if y'all looked online on our Facebook page, but who doesn't want to be a colored Jedi? Does anyone want to be a colored Jedi? So, okay, I am not a Star Wars fan, but all right, I'm a fan, but I'm not like obsessed with Star Wars. Let's say that. Is that we have this really cute JPEG that talks about May the 4th be with you. Oh, isn't that cute? And on May 4th, we're gonna be color Jedis. Isn't that cute? And so this Friday night, Jana is gonna lead us in the color master over here is gonna teach us how to do color, and it's a great thing to invite your guests to. Okay.
And we're picking either a C3PO, goldish kind of browns for the eye. Or we're doing an R2D2, which is like a blue and silver.
Ooh, look here, she made this cute little JPEG. You didn't make it. She copied. We all copy people. I didn't come up with this good idea. It's for my friend who's way smarter than me. Yeah. That's right. Courtney's great at making that stuff. So that's this Friday night. So this Friday night, I don't know if you listen to the box message I sent out for my friend Mary Catherine King, but she said she recommended asking people who doesn't like post on your Facebook, send a text out, who wants to learn to be a color Jedi? Who wants to learn to be a color Jedi? And you're gonna get like mass response because so many women. One of the biggest complaints I hear is they don't know what to do with color, so they just don't wear color, right? And so they can learn how to be a color Jedi this Friday night at 6:30.
Use our lightsaber brushes.
What? That's awesome! Oh, Jenna's gonna have fun with this. This is gonna be awesome. You dress up? We'll see. So lots of great reasons to get in front of people, okay? So we don't do these things for our health. We want you to invite people to these things and use them, okay? So that's this Friday night, Color Jedi, okay? And I'll send this all out on our calendar because I'm having my assistant make our calendar right now. The following Friday will be the 3D launch as well. That's the Friday night before the 12th. And then the next one, she's going to do another color night on, I think it's the 18th. So anyways, I will send that all out to you. Okay. One more fun thing that you may want to do is this Friday is Cinco de Mayo, in case you're not aware. Saturday. Thank you. Saturday. We're not doing anything fun for like as an event, but it could be a fun party. Like if you wanted to do like margaritas and makeovers, or just do something fun for Cinco de Mayo. There's a lot of fun things you can do and give you an excuse to get together with people and them. So anyways, that's a fun little idea. All right, any questions about all that? I will send it all out in a calendar as well. Okay, one more thing. I don't know about this, I hope they're okay with this, but, and I'm having my assistant make a JPEG. I want you guys bringing guests. Our guest count has gone down drastically, and so I'm going to bribe you with guests. Basically, you're going to write this down because I don't have a JPEG yet, but anybody between May 1st and May 15th, So I just gave you several different opportunities of things that you can invite people to. So this Friday night, next Monday, the product launch Friday and Saturday, and then the meeting the following Monday, lots of events, and then in Pueblo, and then I'll be doing stuff in Denver. Like there's lots of things that you can invite people to. If you have 5 guests total, between the 1st and the 15th, you'll get a trial size miracle set. Trial size miracle set. If you get 5 guests over 18 in target market, here in front of us, we'll get you a trial size miracle set. 10 guests over, obviously it's cumulative, or you could bring them all to one. You're not going to bring them all on the 12th. You get 2 trial miracle sets. 10 guests. You get 10 guests in front of us between the 1st and the 15th. You'll get a full miracle set. 20 guests in front of us. You get two full miracle sets. I want you inviting guests. I want you getting people in front of us and letting us do the work for you. Are you excited to get guests? Are you going to use the events that we have lined up? Please do send us, even if you can't be there, send us people. You have to RSVP. You have to RSVP your guests because, well, we'll take care of them as long as we know that they're going to be there. Got it? Are you excited? I hope y'all are okay with that. I don't know, I just decided to do that. I want people in front of us. Okay. All right. Any questions about that? I think we're good. Okay, I think that is all the announcements.
When is Inner Circle again?
This Sunday, the 6th. Yeah, you guys get to be the first people to try it. Because on the 7th, you guys aren't going to get to actually try it on your faces because I want the people that are in Inner Circle to be the first to try it on their face. So you still have till 11 p.m. tonight to be able to earn your bracelet and join us at Inner Circle, okay? Anybody can. It's just a matter of pushing. If you need to put an order on hold, do that. All right? Good question. All right, so now I'm going to talk about one more thing. I apologize. I'm going to talk about, I'm talking about 2 more things. I lied. I want you guys to know, those of you that are new, don't get freaked out of this, but those of you that are that are recruiting, that Mary Kay is offering, I don't know if you guys realize this, but anyone that signed up February 1st till now, they're offering a $25 conversion kit.
Which saves you a lot.
There is so much stuff in there. So I think that maybe really only applies to a couple of you. So incredible. But I want you to use this when you guys are recruiting people, those of you that are recruiting now. Yes, the conversion kit. Yeah, it is ridiculous, you guys. There is 2 full miracle sets.
Which
2
are
full miracle sets.
$110
Each of both the combination oil, the normal to dry, and the translucent powder comes in there.
in the conversion.
Yeah, all for full size.
Yes.
Full size, all for $25. We can't buy it, but y'all, this is a great reason to recruit people. And so how I'm selling it, and so I'd encourage you to understand the power of this, is that the starter kit plus the conversion kit they can do after May 12th, it's $125, and they get $550 of full-size product. That's incredible. An incredible deal. And so I just want to make sure you guys realize how incredible our company is, that they don't want anybody who signed up to be like, oh, they're coming out with this new product, that sucks. You know, but no, they can get an incredible deal. $125 for $550 of full-size product.
Wow.
Yes, they get both. Yes, it's crazy good deal.
That's
Crazy.
My new team member, who I've been working on for a while, I was like, well, sign up before the 11th next month. So you're gonna get the old timeline set, both sets, everything that comes in starter kit. And for $25, you'll get each of the new set and the translucent powder and the flip chart.
And a placemat.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay.
Yeah.
Still sign up for when did you sign your agreement? Yeah, you can do it.
You can do it because, you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it. Right. But y'all, this is an incredible deal. I just want to make sure you know that this is the time to recruit people. This is not the time to wait till May 12th to recruit people. This is the time to recruit people because it is a ridiculously good deal that I've never seen them offer. Crazy awesome. So I want to make sure you understand that in recruiting, use this as a great tool. Okay. And the last thing I'm trying to find this JPEG is, oh, here it is. So the last thing I did want to talk about is seminar Registration just opened up. Woo! You never been, huh? Oh man. So I'm so excited about seminar. Oh my gosh. So these ladies are like giddy over here. Why are you so giddy? Why don't you tell them about seminar? Danny, you tell them about seminar. Why should they be excited about it?
It's like the Oscars for Mary Kay. And it's just 4 days of sisterhood, of training, of awards night, of just parties and just growing your brain and seeing the big picture of what Mary Kay actually is. It's just, and you get to tour corporate, or you might get to go to the new manufacturing plant this year, and you just get to see the bigger picture. You know, I mean, just our seminar alone, you know, there's going to be thousands and thousands of women there, and it just is. And
About
we're
10,000
still
people.
spoiled. We get spoiled rotten by Mary Kay going, and then the expo is cool because that's where you get to see all the stuff. Like they're gonna have the Christmas displays set up, and you're gonna get to see a preview of like all the stuff that'll be coming out the rest of the year, and they'll show you all the jewelry for the next seminar year, and it just is pretty awesome. So,
Yeah.
and we all get to wear new pink directors too.
I know.
And it's Mary Kay's 55th anniversary coming up, and so they'll do something fun. And then there's like they have like Broadway quality entertainment where they're singing and dancing for us, and usually we have somebody from like American Idol or The Voice or somebody who comes and performs, and lots of food and lots of walking. It's fun.
Food and exercise, yes, but
lots of fun.
but it's a lot of fun. It's super motivating too. You're gonna hear from the top people in Mary Kay, and it is. I don't know if I'll post a video you can look online too, but it is literally like, yeah, an awards night and training and motivation all in like 3 days of powerfulness. You know, we went to a career conference, which is like a full day of that. This is like 3 days of incredible girl time, motivation, fun. And so it's about 10,000 people. People come from all around, really the world. There's people that from different countries.
Every seminar hosts a couple different countries. So
Pretty awesome.
last year, I don't even know how many countries we had last year, but this year what's cool is we're the first seminar. So we get to go before everybody else, so we'll know everything before everybody else.
We will get all the secrets first. So you can register for it today, and I have a little thing that I was looking up that is like breaks down like the cost, because the goal is to start now earning it from your sales and paying for it in like pieces. And so it's $195 per person, and we are Ruby, so well it doesn't let you pick me out of time, I don't think. So we're Ruby, and you sign up for it's in July. So it's in July. It's I think it's like 24th.
It's the 20th to the 23rd.
20th.
20th is my birthday.
We're gonna be celebrating on your
We
birthday.
fly out the 19th. We always
Yeah,
fly
you
out
get
the
to
day
celebrate
before.
on
Well,
your birthday. And for your birthday, that is exciting. Yay, that is very exciting. So you know the dates, 20th to the 23rd? 23rd,
We're
okay.
gonna fly out the 19th.
Yeah. So basically, it's $195 to sign up, plus you usually get like credit and stuff afterwards, after you order and stuff. We have a hotel room block, and so it'll just say, hey, do you want to sign up at this room block? So you sign up in our room block. So usually what you do is in March, you pay for the registration in April, and then you start working for your airline ticket. And then you work for the actual, like the hotel, it's usually around $200 or something. It ends up being around, I'd say you want to save between $800 and $1,000 for the whole time, but you do it in increments. So you pay for registration now, and then the plane ticket, and then the hotel when you're actually there. And so you pay it in increments, which is awesome. You start now earning it from yourself and setting money aside. So, yeah, I want to make sure you guys knew, because that is for Okay, so those are the announcements. Absolutely, I will. And I have some JPEG that I couldn't find on my phone, so I was looking really quick about like a breakdown of like how much in sales you'd have to do, to do that to start now, because you want to pay for your sales. But I would recommend having parties. That's really where it's at, right? That's where it's at.
No, we're
Yes.
about to see 100 faces in one day.
Yeah.
So that would pay for your whole seminar.
Exactly, because you can have like $1,200 parties like Jana did with 10 people. You get in front of faces. That's really where it's at, you guys. That's the best way to sell this product, is get it on people's faces. All right. those are announcements. I know it's a lot. Janice gonna do product knowledge, and then we'll jump into some training. So Janice, trade spot with me here.
So we're going to talk about Clear Proof. How many skincare sets do we have in Mary Kay?
3, 4.
Botanicals, Time Wise, Repair, Clear Proof. Okay, cool. So Clear Proof, this is our acne set. Hold on. I know, it isn't. It's annoying. So you're supposed to be able to see clear skin in just 7 days. There's 4 pieces that come in the set, okay? This stuff is very powerful. So if somebody just has like a pimple sometimes, or like whenever you're talking to somebody and they say that they have an acne problem, one of the first things you need to ask is, what tools are you using on your face, and how often do you change your pillowcase? A lot of times the problem can be resolved that simply. Like if they're using brushes, for the same brushes for 5 years that they've never cleaned, like no wonder, you know, and they're keeping their brushes right next to their toilet and all the nastiness, and you know, and they don't change their pillowcase, or they sleep with their makeup on. There's all kinds of reasons. Before you go recommending Clear Proof, which is super powerful, make sure you've asked some follow-up questions about the acne problem. Find out if they're on any medication from a doctor, because again, this stuff is super strong. This is really good for like teenage acne, but again, like there's a big difference between just a small breakout and acne. Acne is like red and pervasive and like all over the face. So both of these, so this thing contains benzoyl peroxide and salicylic acid, and both of those are really powerful. The toner, I think, is like the strongest thing in this whole set. And what I recommend to do with the toner is just not have people use it all over their face. Have them dab it on the breakout itself until they find out if they can tolerate it. They use it once a day, the toner, and then if they're tolerant of it and they're not peeling, then they can move up to twice a day. The cool thing with this is that you can tone it down. Like they don't have to use the whole set twice a day. They can use like just the cleanser and the moisturizer in the morning, and then do the cleanser and the toner and all that stuff at night. It's, you know, basically whatever works for them. I know that I just use the acne treatment gel myself on my little breakouts. What else was I going to say about it? Hold on. Let's see if my phone decided to work yet or not. I'm making it up as I go. So this is going to unclog pores, remove excess oil, and leaves skin feeling healthier. And it also helps fade like lingering acne spots. You know, if you get a pimple on the spot, it doesn't go away. It helps get rid of that. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Application tips, key ingredients. So salicylic acid acts like an exfoliant to promote the easy removal of dead skin cells, and it helps keep pores unclogged and reduces the buildup of the acne bacteria. And the benzoyl peroxide releases oxygen into the bacteria, which helps kill it, and also helps unclog your pores. Now, because of the power of this product, you will expect a little bit of peeling. And once the acne starts to go away, the peeling will start to go away, and then that should be fresh skin underneath. Once the acne problem is under control, continue to use it for about 6 weeks after, and then you can switch them over to either botanicals, depending on the sensitivity of their skin, or Time Wise if they want to try to start with anti-aging skincare. So, yeah, after the acne clears up, just to make sure we got it really under control and no surprises are going to pop up. But it's not something that they have to stay on through their whole life. Okay, once they get the acne under control, they can move on to a new product and go back if they need to, or still use pieces and parts, because that's what's cool about Mary Kay is you can always use pieces and parts. Like if they really like the moisturizer, they can keep the acne moisturizer and start using the Time Wise cleanser. Just totally up to them. The pore reducing, the pore serum. Yep. There's a lot of other pieces to our Clear Proof line because we have the charcoal mask that goes along with them, and we have the pore refining. Pore purifying serum. Those are separate products that can be used in conjunction.
Is it recommended to use the original?
The spin brush.
Or is it not recommended?
I wouldn't.
Not.
No, I wouldn't use it because the acne's already red and inflamed, and it's gonna just make it worse. So, yep. So that's our Clear Proof. Go Clear Proof.
Woo! How many of you use it or like?
Pieces
Yeah.
of it.
You what? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All over, all the time.
No, but I use it like once a day for a moisture.
Yeah.
I'm not really one that doesn't like
It'll be nice.
Yeah.
it. Does it, okay?
When you can use bits and pieces of it, like several of you said. Janet said something really important that especially those of you that are new, if someone says, "Oh, I have bad acne," don't go automatically to the Clear Proof.
Right.
Look at their face. And if someone, because some people, you have the people who are extremists and they're like, "Oh, I get a breakout," and they have like, you look at their face and you're like, "You don't, yeah, maybe one zit on your face."
Right.
That is not bad acne, okay? So be smart, and because that is very drying. That is very drying. And so unless someone has like teenage boy acne, I usually don't put them on it. Not the full set.
Because
I start pieces with it.
a lot of times breakouts and stuff can be cleared up with our timeline.
Yeah.
So.
And usually it's because they're not on a good skincare routine. Why that's one of the reasons why their skin is
I mean, they
breaking
could
out
be
so bad.
using, I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, but when you mix and match like different lines from different companies, you can create a chemical warfare on your face, which can create acne too. And that can be part of the problem. Yes.
I have a question. One, you mentioned little boy acne. Can this help you do
Yeah,
that in?
absolutely.
Okay. And then secondly, you talked about mixing and matching product line. They're all formulated to go together. So
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep. But you can mix and match botanicals. You can put people who are on repair on pieces and parts, and it all works together. So.
My daughter uses with the gel.
Right.
I can treat the gel. Yeah.
And she had like she had acne. She's got
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You have a question for Connor?
So I use 2 different routines, morning and night, and I have the variant on my breakouts. I dry my face, my knees, and day. My face is extremely oily. I have everything from every set, and I use everything from every set twice a day.
That's
Oh,
good.
wow.
Yeah.
See, that's what's cool though, is you've experimented and now you know what works for you. I love that.
Yeah.
Being brave.
Yeah. Like I use parts of everything. I use some of the repair, I use some of the Miracle Set, and I use some of the Clear Proof.
Me too.
But I would say probably the most popular thing, if someone has the occasional breakout, I would start with the acne treatment gel. I call that like my magic zit worker. I mean, if you get a zit, a breakout, you put that on it, it'll dry it up overnight. So the average person, you could probably put them on the Miracle Set and just give them the acne treatment gel, start there. Next, go up to the acne treatment gel and the toner.
Right. Yep. Because
And
the
I
toner
use-
is
yeah.
really great spot treatment. It will
Right.
hit that sucker.
Right.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Good. Good job.
Yeah.
All right.
All
Any
right.
other questions, comments about that?
I have a niece, and she doesn't have like acne breaks out, so it doesn't get red, but she has the little bumps all over.
The little, are they white bumps?
Not
Not
even white.
to pick
Not
up your
even
fingers.
white.
Yeah.
Never,
because-
don't
try
try
picking.
picking. Never,
Mhm.
that if you're gonna do it for some reason, make sure you clean under your fingernails and your hands thoroughly before you touch your face.
Yes.
They make specific tools to get that stuff out that you can get at Walmart or whatever that can pop it. You take a pin, sterilize it, and pop it, like open the pin up so it's like just nothing, just a shell. Get it out that way. But do
Are
not
they blackhead?
pick it.
No.
It's
It's like the little white
bumps.
marks. It's just like the white stuff.
It's like,
Are they like
right,
this?
it's before it gets to like a white head, and this is what she does like every month, and she's using like Duracell, and it's drying her skin out, and she's like, is it giving moisturizer? So I'm like,
I would get her on a botanicals and a brush. Because if she
Yeah.
doesn't have the
she
red,
does have a brush, but it's not ours. So
Right.
I'm trying to get her to use on ours. So I have that same problem with the white bumps. You know, okay, I use the brush twice a day. The prime serum just on those spots with the treatment gel. If they're really bad, you just powder.
I wouldn't call hers really bad.
Yeah.
It might be diet.
And
Yeah.
now it's gonna-
Might be diet.
She is, I mean,
You
she
can
just
just play with
started
it, yeah.
a job and
Right.
It
everything.
could be hormonal. I mean, there are a lot of things.
It is
So,
hormonal,
yeah,
but
Right.
yeah.
I
You
just,
just,
you
yeah,
know,
try.
it's not extreme enough that I want to give her like acne products, you know,
Mhm.
but it's enough that it's bothering her and she's trying to use other things and it's pushing her.
Right. I could remember you. That's
Yeah,
right.
microabrasion would be what I
That's a
recommend.
cure for everything.
I love microderm. It's
Having a
awesome.
bad day, microdermabrasion.
Yeah. All right, good job.
One last question.
I'm
Oh,
I have this 10-piece set, acne or whitehead removal or blackhead.
oh God, I don't want to. Can't talk about
No, we're not gonna talk about that.
that. I can't pick no pop and pimple stories.
No. Oh my gosh, yeah, no pimple stories. Yeah, all right. So we're gonna move on to, well, thank you, Jenna, that was great. Okay, so we're gonna move on to a couple things. We're gonna talk about Mother's Day sales because it's a great way to finish the month strong this month, but then also to set you up for a solid month next month. But before we go over that, I'm going to share just a little bit from, I went to an incredible training last weekend, I guess it was weekend before now, with Bill Cantrell, and I don't know if you guys even know who he is, but he, anyways, the training was all about personalities and stuff on Saturday, but we had a director's meeting on Friday. And I'm not going to go through all the training. I'm going to share more with the directors tomorrow. But there's a couple things that I wanted to share with all of us. And well, I'll start with the first thing. This is the biggest thing that I do want to talk about because I'm going to challenge you all to a challenge. You're all going to be challenged after this, okay, to get into action. And one of the things he talked about was doing a 30-24 club. And I'm going to start it. I don't even know exactly what that looks like, but we're going to have some club, a 30-24 club. And what that means is it's making 30 contacts in a 24-hour period. Because here's the deal. I know you guys are all in different places, but we need to blow it out of the water in May. And we all want to have an incredible off-the-charts May, right? I think if I'm talking to everybody in the room, nobody's where they want to be right now. You all got big goals and things that you want to do, that to get where you want to go, you've got to create momentum. And create some massive momentum. And how you do that is by doing a lot of activity in a short amount of time, okay? And it's been proven over anything. Anytime I've wanted to do anything huge, I have to sit down and I have to create a ton of momentum right away by doing a lot of activity in a short amount of time. And so this is a perfect thing to do. He says his goal is to do it every day, but it's 30-24. And so I'm going to challenge all of you to do it tomorrow. Okay? And I want to hear about your contacts and the connections that you made with people tomorrow. I'm challenging all of us, our entire unit and area, to start off our May powerfully. So it's 30-24. It's 30 contacts in a 24-hour period. Okay? If you're brand new, it's a great reason to reach out to people asking me faces for you. You know, it's a great reason to ask people to be on the test panel for you. We gave you lots of things that you can invite people to. I'm challenging you tomorrow to get into action to actually invite them, okay? Because we can put a lot of stuff off. We're really good at creative avoidance. So that's why I'm challenging you tomorrow to do a 30-24. So 30 contacts in a 24-hour period. Now, let me clarify. That's not sending out 30 text messages. That's not sending out 30 Facebook messages because that doesn't count. It has to be an actual contact where you actually either voice to voice or face to face, or they just text you back. Like you have a conversation with them. Now, he says he only uses text to say, hey, when do you have a minute to talk? I have something really important to talk to you about. Okay? Because they can't hear excitement. People can't hear excitement and enthusiasm, and they can't hear your passion about your goal over text. They just can't. No matter how many emojis you have, they can't, all right? And so he said, I challenge all of us tomorrow. We're challenged to do a 30-24. 30 contacts, actual connect with 30 people over a 24-hour period. And this will radically set up your May, or it'll radically change your business and set up your May to be in a great place and to create a ton of momentum. He said those contacts can be for, of course, for faces. I would be contacting people to be a part of a test panel. You know, we have this new revolutionary product coming out. I would love to get your opinion of it. Can you come May 7th? Can you come May 11th or 12th? Can you come, or do you want to be a color Jedi? You want to be a color Jedi? Come this Friday night. Like, there's lots of things that you can invite people to. Use them, right? And then the other thing you could be contacting people for is sales, for Mother's Day sales that we're going to talk about a little bit later, that you're actually connecting with people. It could also be maybe you're contacting people about the business opportunity. We just talked about $125 for $550 of stuff. Hello, ridiculously good deal. So there's lots of things that you can contact people about, depending on, what category they fall into. But I want us to celebrate and recognize those that do it, but I also want to celebrate and recognize every contact that you make. So let's say you go for 30-24 and you actually connect with 15. We're going to celebrate that, and we want to just blow it out of the water and have tons of contacts and get a ton of momentum for May. Excited?
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. 30-24. We've all been at Chip Fishing Challenge. We're going to all join the club. I'm going to join the club. I want you all to join with me.
We have so many opportunities, but how do you not overwhelm them? Is there a way to?
I would know their personality
Okay.
and what speaks to them more. If there's somebody who's gonna love to play with colors, then you get them with the color Jedi. If there's somebody who's gonna love a great deal, then you get with this. If there's somebody who's gonna love to give their opinion, because everybody loves to give their opinion, right? Then you get them on the test panel. So focus on what you know about them.
Okay.
I
Maybe
agree.
I
just
feel
pick
like
a
we've
couple.
got this long list, and I don't know how to not
You
throw up on
decide.
them.
Like, you pick what's gonna work for you and kind of make the decision for them. You always give them always have two options.
Yep.
A weekday and a weekend. Do you prefer weekdays or weekends? I prefer weekday. Okay, would you like to come Monday or Friday?
Here's another thing. You could also start off with a color Jedi, get them here Friday night, and then Friday night we'll book them for a follow-up appointment for Monday or the following Saturday and get their opinion of the new products. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So why not have them do both? Have them come to the first thing,
Just invite them to one, and then we'll overwhelm them with the rest.
Right, later.
While
But-
they're in front of us.
Right. Then we'll talk to them about being, on the test panel for the new product. So I'd say if they're interested in color, then start with the color Jedi. Or anybody that you facialed, these are great opportunities to follow up with anybody and everybody that you have facialed recently, or it could be their first contact, either way. So I would say start with Friday night. They can do Friday night. Are you available Monday or Friday or Saturday, like she said, the following weekend? But I just start with something. That was a great question because there was a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. As far as the starter kit stuff, I would use that more as follow-up for people who maybe have heard the info or whatever. And of course, we'll talk about that on Friday night and at the product launch next week and all that stuff. Great question. Great question. Okay, any other questions about that? Excited to get into action?
Yes.
Yes? I'm excited with the momentum it's going to create. So I'll create something or post on Facebook because you guys are the first to hear about it. But I want us tracking our contacts. I want us tracking our contacts and knowing and seeing how many people we contact. It's going to be exciting to see that, that we're all stepping out of our comfort zones and creating momentum for May to really blow it out of the water in May. And we're doing it. We're leading by example and making the contacts we need to make. Okay? Excited? All right, now it's time to get into action. All right, so I want to share one more thing about that training, and then we'll jump into Mother's Day stuff. But he talked about how when, we have the emotional wheel. And it's funny because actually I didn't do that over there on the wall. Somebody did. And what he talked about is very similar. So we'll just use that little diagram over there. But he said when you're in the feelings wheel, if you guys have all been to new consultant training or you've all watched my new consultant training, you're excited and then you can get to the place of discouragement and doubt and denial where you freak out mode. And when you're in that place, it's really hard to take action. Okay, so that's why I'm going to talk about this and backing this up is that, and you guys are here, so I'm preaching to the choir because you guys are here, but you also need to know that, let's say tomorrow morning you wake up and you're not in this excited pink bubble zone, that you've got to work on picking yourself back up to get excited so you can get into action, right? Because he said when you are in the feeling stage or in one of those lower stages, it's extra hard to get into action, okay? And so, anyways, it's interesting that he has that or whoever made that. I have no clue. But a lot of what he talked about is you take circumstances and we have thoughts about them and those turn into feelings. And then that can turn into action, a good or bad, to take or to not take action. And then that gets results, and then that goes back to circumstances, changing your circumstances. And so that's just a little cycle. I mean, that's a whole other thing he talked about, is that we all make up stories about the circumstances, and we all have, you know, past stories, whether it relates to our business or not, that our past, we make up a story about it, and it affects our present. It affects our present. Like, for example, that could that could carry on in your business, and that, let's say in the past you called somebody to invite them to an event, and they said no, I hate Mary Kay or whatever. I don't know. Nobody's ever told me that. But they don't do that. Whatever happened, we take that personally and make that universal. You know, oh, well, I must not be good at this, or nobody's interested in Mary Kay because of that one situation. So we make up a story, right? And then that story stops us from getting into action today. That you've got to go back and, number one, separate the facts and the story that you made up about that, and create a new story so you can get into action differently. Just like Shondell and I were talking about this today, that whatever happened to your past, you got to change that story and know that, you know, I could get the same phone call and be like, well, that sucks for her, wrinkles to her. You know, and my story is, well, that's just one. Next, you know, that I move on, because I know there are tons of people out there who love Mary Kay. And I'm excited to get their opinion of this product. Does that make sense? And then the feelings, you know, the feelings will, on there, it talks about you're excited, and you get to frustrated, doubt, denial, recommitted, and then you're back to excited again. You know, that sometimes when we're hanging out in the frustration, the doubt, the denial zone, we've got to get to the recommitted zone and get to the excited zone where we, you know, where we recommit. And this is something, you know, you're here tonight, you're bringing around the positivity that if you are in those places, you recommit and you say, I am doing this, dang it. I'm going to do 30, okay, I didn't do 30 faces last one, but I'm going to do 30 faces this one, dang it. And you get excited and you recommit to your goal, right? Anyway, so we talked about that, let's see. Denial will hold most people back from change, but it must happen before change. That if you want to be in a different place, you got to stop denying yourself of that number one, that it's worth it and that you're worth it. And because denial of a goal and denial of whether it's possible for you will hold you back from changing. And so I'd encourage you to really work on that. And if you lost something, or there's some frustration or sadness, you know, you got to work on healing that and really process that with your director or somebody. And then confusion, and he talks about renewal, and then getting back to being excited. Anyways, I don't know, I feel like really all I wanted to say about that is that you've got to get, if you're in one of those feelings places, you've got to make sure that you get yourself back to the excited place, which I know there's two things to get me out of a funk. Number one, reaching up and coming to a meeting and reaching up to my director and just talking. Number two is action. Getting into action. So, what did you say? Book some things. Exactly. You could be like down in the dumps and be like, Mary Kay, I suck at Mary Kay. And then you get a booking, or you have a $1,200 party, and you're like, what? Top of the world! And all excited, and you forget, you know, an hour ago that you were doubting yourself. You know, that activity literally will change everything. And so, if you are in one of those places, get into action. Okay. You don't wait till the belief is there. You also get into action. Okay. So 30-24 tomorrow. We're all going to track it, right? Are we excited? Create a bunch of momentum. I'm excited. I want to hear from you guys. We'll post it and keep track of how many people we're connecting with. It's 52. Yeah, it is 52. Now the bubble sheet is just initiation. This has to track actual contacts. Yeah. So, but you could use it because you probably are going to have to reach out to 50 to 100 people, maybe even, to get the contacts. I would say to get 30 voices, yeah, face to face. So, yeah, all right. Any questions on that? We move on to Mother's Day sales. Mother's Day, y'all know Mother's Day is coming up, right? What? Oh yes, absolutely. Mother-daughter makeovers are awesome. Yeah.
We were trying to do it, and we didn't do it, so we rescheduled it.
That's
So
good.
to January and with
Okay.
Lila Rowe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to do mother-daughter stuff. I know there's a lot of things that it's a great reason. Number one, to get into a restaurant. I know we've talked about restaurants before for Valentine's Day. Once again, restaurants are really open usually to have people come on Mother's Day. And so I would be looking for a restaurant locally that you can go into and say, hey, I would love to, Mother's Day's coming up on the 13th. I would love to come in and honor all the moms with the flower. And you just stand at the entryway, you hand out our wooden roses that we have, and you honor women as they come in and say Happy Mother's Day. And I give them to everybody, because sometimes you'll have women that are like, oh, I'm not a mom. I don't care, you're a woman. We're just honoring women, Or she'll get the flower to her mom, that this is a reason to get into restaurants now so more than ever, okay? So I would start, first of all, with that, is see if you can get into some restaurants. See if you have some contacts, like, you guys know people that know restaurants or places that you go to frequently. That is the best place to start. Usually works best in smaller restaurants, but sometimes you can get into a chain restaurant as well. It's just about asking and talking to the manager. This is the time to just ask. I'd want to come and do a customer appreciation on Mother's Day. Honor the moms with flowers. And just ask. Okay, that makes sense? Any questions on that?
I kind of do the flip side of work.
Yeah.
There's a lot of men at work, credit, and they're separated with the boss. And I've talked to three of them who have never given, since they're placed apart, their exes presents for Mother's Day. And I said,
Wow.
excuse me, but they are still another of your children.
Right.
So I am putting together 3 baskets for that reached out to them.
That's awesome. That's a great
You
idea.
have to come out of the box. It's just not about the mother. It's about
That's
dealing
really
with
good.
emotions.
That's a really great idea, Ave. Really, really, really great idea.
Oh, look, strange.
I know. You're not trained. You're smart. You're smart. Change that story, girl. You're smart. Skunk. Yeah, you're not. No. Get rid of skunk. Okay, so I would start with restaurants. Second is selling to men. You guys, most men don't have a clue what to give their women for Mother's Day. And usually the night before, they're like, oh, shoot, it's Mother's Day. And they go and they get stuff, Saturday night, maybe grab a bouquet or chocolates or something. This is something that's more personal. That you can make a lot of money selling to men, and you go to them by saying, hey, I can help you. Do you have a gift for your Mother's Day? And everyone has a mom, even if they are like the exes, if they're not married, but they have a kid, give it to the exes, or if they are married, what'd you say? Sisters, aunts, exactly, their own mom.
His mother is baby's mom, who is no longer with, and
Yeah. And what did you say to what would you say to him?
And that's about women.
And just asked if he had gifts yet for Mother's Day?
Yes, if I was an Avon superstar, and I
No.
Oh,
no.
Let me lay it down for you. This is what I do. I'm gonna
Right.
help you bless other women.
I'm going to help you bless other women and help you bless the women in your life. So this is a great time to make a list of the men in your life, and then just ask them, hey, do you have any gifts? Do you have a gift for the women in your life? And then you just ask them. You can make cute little things like Courtney brought a couple little things right there. You could do satin hands and body is a great Mother's Day gift option. That's satin hands. You can satin hands. I think she has little, Amy, you want to grab that? Like little flowers, gloves, dollar store. Yeah, awesome stuff. Cute little, and little flowers. Oh, that's cute. Flowers and gloves. And here, let me grab this so they can see what I'm talking about. Here, a cute little thing. That you can wrap them up. And then, oh, how cute is this? Every mom is a working mom. That's adorable. This little mug. That's a really nice mug. And I'm sure it's all at the dollar store. And you can even shrink wrap them, make them all pretty. But men love this stuff. They don't have to think about it. It's all 100%. And you always tell men that's 100% satisfaction guaranteed. So if they don't love it, I will customize it and make sure that it's something that she loves.
And I offered to throw in a gift kit at my cost.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, so I'm getting something for my buck. And I'm also using it to drum up sales. I used a picture of that basket, even though it's not my own basket. Courtney made a JPEG about a gift basket giveaway. And so I tell every customer right now, like the past couple days, for every $50 you spend, you get an entry. Your receipt gets entered into a drawing for a free Mother's Day gift basket. The people who are just gonna buy, I just need a moisturizer.
$2 gonna get it. Okay. So,
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
I just gotta say, during Valentine's Day, I got a basket and I sold it to one of my coworkers for his wife, and I got a team member. So I gave her a $20 gift card, and then she came. I got 2 team members out of that actually. I got Ruth and Chelsea.
That's right. That's
And
right.
it cost me $10.
Right. Yeah, you always want to put a gift certificate in there. Here's a cute one that I email or that I print off, and it just says, I'll pass it around, but you would print off on like cardstock and put in there because yes, and then you want to follow up. That is huge. Every time that you sell one of those, you always throw a gift certificate in there, and you can choose 10, 20, whatever, and tell the guy he's getting a great deal because let's say you sell that for $35, you tell him, hey, I'm selling it for $35 plus it includes the facial and a makeover and a $20 gift certificate from me. So she's getting the product and she's getting some pampering. Does that make sense? And so they love that because, moms need pampering. And then you get their info. And so I always say with any guy I sell anything to, I'm like, well, I want to get her info so I can A, make sure she likes it, and B, figure out a time we can get together and I can help her redeem her gift certificate with me. Does that make sense? And then you contact them and it's a new customer or a new team member, like Sonia just said. So this is the time to hit up the men and start now because I just talked about you can still earn your bracelet. You have till midnight tonight. We can put an order on hold and it gives you an extra day or till Wednesday that you could go be making a ton of Mother's Day sales and easily sell $600 with these little basket things, and then they would be here in time for Mother's Day. Does that make sense? You could easily pre-sell this stuff. So easy things to put in there are set hands, set lips. The new set hands and body is super popular. Eye gel is a great one. What did you say? Mint Bliss.
The Sumi gel, I make 3 lubricant mascara and
Yeah, absolutely.
and you can
That's
even
good.
create put a biocellulose mask and a charcoal mask and a
Ooh, that'd be fun.
botanicals mask and a little just spa kind of basket with
Great
a
idea.
foundation brush.
And you basically ask with men, it's really simple. Men are easy to sell to. You just say,
Not
hey,
complicated.
they're not complicated, but you got to give them options and make it very simple. Okay, so do you have a gift for Mother's Day? Okay, no. Here's my options. I have 35 price point. I have 50 price point. I have $100. How much you want to spend? Or $200 price point. And then depending on what they say, you make it
Yeah,
however
you
and put
just
stuff
fill it
in
up.
there.
They won't care what
No.
price you pick.
No.
It's something you would like.
Yeah. And then if they don't like it, you're going to follow up with them and swap it out. So men like that. Or what I've done too in the past is I've given them an empty compact. And then it says, when we get together at our makeover, we'll fill it, And so then that gives me another reason to get together with her and fill her compact. Got it. All right, anything else y'all want to add about Mother's Day sales?
It's a huge opportunity. I've had $900 a day. Men right now.
Are these baskets already pre-made or?
No,
you
you
just
make
have
them.
them?
You go to Dollar Tree, you do the thing, you put a little basket or whatever, and you do stuff and do it.
Yeah, you make them all yourself. Yeah. Yeah, good. What else? Any other suggestions or things you guys have done for Mother's Day? Anything else?
Probably a free mascara with mascara, travel size.
Yeah, you could put stuff like that in there. Yeah. You can also go to the dollar store and, buy things like, these cute little gloves or fuzzy socks. Yeah, fuzzy socks. Or loofahs,
Yeah, those,
something.
eye masks.
Yes.
You can buy and
Yeah.
just make it cute.
Make it fun.
It doesn't have to be a lot of stuff because the less you spend on it, the better.
Yes.
That should stand out.
That's good. All right. What else? All right. Do you guys do you have anything you want to talk about? Turn on.
No.
Anything you share? You want to share that's exciting in your business? Yeah. Either of you? No, you're good.
Well, I will say that I did have a really good party this weekend, and the lady who actually had the party has been one of my customers for about as long as I've been in Mary Kay. And she's always told me she was going to have a party, and it just never came to fruition. But we've kept that relationship, and I pledged to be her consultant for the rest of her life. And And so when time finally came and she wanted to do like a housewarming, because she redid her house, like I was the person that she thought of to include in that, because we've had this relationship. So like I've watched her, you know, from like she bought her first house. She's a single older lady, no intention of ever getting married, having children, but she just totally like remodeled her house, and she was so like touched because she got to invite all of her friends over, and then I made them do the compliment game where they like, all right, thank you, Brandy, for being our hostess. Now everybody tell Brandy why you love her. And we all ran around the room and she just cried, and it was awesome.
Aww.
But again, it's relationships. Like I've had a long relationship with this lady, and another one of my customers that I met up with this past weekend, she's been in my life for a long time, just as a Mary Kay customer, but I've been around her when she was single, and then I was around her when she was engaged, and then I helped her in her bridesmaids with her wedding makeup when she got married, and now she's struggling in her marriage, and I'm there for her while she's going through all that, and just cool to be a part of all these people's lives, and it's not just the lipstick, it's the relationship. So it's awesome. They're like my friends.
I love it.
Yep.
That is great. That's what it should be about, you guys, is the relationships. That's what it's about, is you really get to make a difference and be there with them through the seasons of their life. I love what she said. Did you guys hear what she said at the beginning of her parties? If you guys learn to do this at the beginning of your parties, literally, like she said, they will be ballers.
Everybody's
So
gonna
tell them
wanna
a little
have
bit
a
more
party
about
with you.
that. They all want to have a party with you.
Well,
So
it's
tell them.
just basically telling the hostess why you love her so much. And I told her I loved her because she was a woman of her word. Like she had told me the whole 4.5 years we've been together that she was gonna have a party for me, and she did. It took a
Only
long
took
time.
4.5 years.
It just doesn't. She knew. She remembered. You know what I mean? She's like, I'm gonna do this, Deanna. And I know life happens, and so I'm very understanding and forgiving. And
Yeah.
I knew it would happen at some day. I just didn't know when.
Yeah.
So,
I love it.
Yep.
But that
But
is
anyway,
powerful.
yeah, I just had and they
You
were
went
all
around
my
the room,
friends,
right?
And we went around the room, and it's like, give me one word. You know, give me one thing that you love about Brandy. They all were like, she has a great heart, and like just went on and on. She's like, you were supposed to do it. It was really, I mean, it was just very endearing, and it lightened up the room and made it really kind of a loving environment, and it wasn't all like, you know, tense and strange, and she went out of her way for me too, which was crazy. She had the room all set up pretty and flowers, and she's like, "Is this good?" And I'm like, "It's perfect."
Yeah.
So it was really cool, and I coached her. I did the whole first circle thing. I was
Why don't
really
you
proud
tell
of
about
myself.
coaching? I don't think we've talked about coaching in a while. Why don't you tell her about coaching? What did you do with that?
So
Tell me about it.
coaching, I just made sure she knew like what I needed for the party. I told her that, you know, everybody needs a place to sit, and hopefully you have some good lighting somewhere. It's not required, and I need a separate little area for a consultation room. It just needs to have like 2 chairs and 2 chairs really, and a little table maybe. And then she was talking about margaritas and wine and food, and I'm like, can we please not have food and drinks until after the party? And that didn't work. But I still coached her and asked her, you know what I mean? And I told her what to expect. You know, I said, okay, well, she's like, well, I already told them they were having lunch first. Like, well, this is what's going to happen is everybody's going to eat. So it's going to take a long time for us to get to the facial part because people bond over eating.
Right.
And then if you guys are drinking margaritas, it's going to flush your skin out, and I'm not going to be able to do a good foundation match. So just be prepared for that too. And so she knew all of it. So
Cool. And did she give you a guest list or any of that stuff?
she did an e-bite and made me the host, and so she sent out an e-bite to all her friends, and I put on there the pre-profiling questions, like you could change one thing about your skin, what would it be? And what's the other one?
Are you guys doing pre-profiling? Do people do pre-profiling? Because I have had conversations with people recently, and not very many people have been doing pre-profiling. I don't think
And
that
the reason you pre-profile is
That's
because
right.
it gets more of a confirmation, because they actually are like, oh, this person is paying attention to what my skincare needs actually are, and it just makes them more likely to attend because they're confirming, like, okay, so if you could change one thing about your skin, what would it be? I asked that, and then do you have combo, oily, normal, dry skin?
Mhm.
And yeah, that was it.
And then I always send too, one other thing that I do for pre-profiling that I do all the time, and I literally have recruited people on the spot. I recruited for people on the spot by doing this this month is that I also send them my video beforehand. So after I send that text, because I always send it, so pre-profiling is very important because it gets them excited and it lets them know that you're not just there to sell them something that they don't need. You're actually there to help them with their skin, you know, and then they're excited about coming. So like she said, you send them a message saying, hey, this is, I don't know how she did it, but hey, this is Jana. I am, you know, the consultant's going to be doing the party tomorrow. I have a couple questions about your skin. And so I asked them, what type of skin do you have? And if you change anything about your skin, what do they have? What would it be? And whatever they tell me, I say, awesome, we have great products for that, okay? Awesome, we have great products for that, whether it's evening out your skin tone or dark spots or under eye circles, whatever. And then you got to write that down somewhere so you remember. So then at the party, you know, when you're talking about the eye gel or whatever, you're like, hey, remember you said you had under eye circles? I used under eye circles. Hey, here's the product that will help you. This will totally help you with that. Hey, you said you had problems with like dark spots and really big pores. When I'm talking about the microderm, you know, when I'm talking about the microderm, I'm like, hey, Amy, this would be great for you. Does that make sense? That I remember, and it's that personal relationship.
Well, and when they answered those pre-profiling questions, I had a shopping list from them of what I already knew they were going to buy.
Mm-hmm.
So I had all that in my trunk.
And the other thing too is that if they don't come that day, so you get a guest list from the hostess. If they don't come that day, you book her for an appointment and say, hey, I know you had questions about your pores or whatever. I would love to get together with you one-on-one and set up a time that I can show you that. Does that make sense? So it is like gold if you can get a guest list from your
queen game
consultant or hostess.
Play the queen game, because when you follow up appointment, and then when you're closing them,
hold on really quick.
They're
I gotta
asking,
go.
where's my follow-up appointment?
Right. So I want you to talk about that really quickly. The last thing I did want to say, and then I gotta go, so I want you to finish up the follow-up appointment. That's super important. So after I send the text about their skin, after I've responded, then I send, also if you get a minute to watch this video really quickly before tomorrow, I'll give you a free color item, or you guys can get into $100 cash. So I'm layering them before I have it actually show up. Does that make sense? Okay. So finish follow-up appointment.
But yeah, so there's a reason we play the queen game is because it gets it ingrained in their head, and they actually get excited about it. Like, we have amazing. Right. So I'm like, oh, and we don't get to try eyeliner today, but that's what you get to do at your follow-up appointment. Queen, you know, just gets it in their head. So I booked all these follow-up appointments because they were already expecting it. So it was like a real party. You do everything you're supposed to do, and everything that's supposed to happen happens. It's crazy.
How many hours did you work?
Oh, well, I had to drive up to Denver, but so probably 3 or 4, probably 4 maybe. $400, 4 hours, $300 an hour. No college degree. So yep, and I'm telling you guys, it's the coolest thing when I think about it, and you guys can think about it like this too, maybe, but you have one moment in time, like I had one moment in time with these ladies, maybe an hour and a half, and that 1 hour and a half is going to pay me over and over and over and over again in multiple different ways because they all bought skincare, and it's just crazy to think about that one little moment, and I will be making money for the rest of my life off of that one little moment. And so you have a bunch of those little moments, and you're just going to be building. So, yeah. That's why that's cool. What else? Okay.
One of my major struggles is wrapping it up, closing at the table. Okay, so I close at the table, but then I'm sitting at the table with them like forever.
Doing what? Showing them catalog?
No,
Okay.
no, asking them about their follow-up appointment and figuring out their schedule, and then asking them, what would you like to take home with you today, and what you can set you up with at your follow-up appointment.
Right. Don't ask him about just book the follow-up appointment. Don't ask him anything about the follow-up appointment.
Don't give them the opportunity to say no.
Right.
You're gonna do
And
this.
you should already have, and then you have your date book with you, so you know the times that you can work, so you put them into when you're already working. Because their schedule, you know, so you say, well, what's better for you, weekends or weekdays? You know those options that are available for you to work those days.
And
Okay.
try to book them into an
Is
event.
there like, can I start going kind of thing
Yeah,
that I could
yes,
just?
on Candace's website.
The 5 questions at the
I
end of the
was gonna
script.
say, and I've only read this and I've done it maybe a few times, but it does work to try to text it. So the first thing you get them on the one-on-one, so now we're gonna go one-on-one. And so you pull up to the side, the first thing you say, okay, how's your skin feel? What did you like? What would you like to take home? And you close the business, get the money off the table. After you have the money off the table, then you say, okay, now let's look for follow-up appointment. Would you like to do color or skincare? But you try to bunch it all together, so you have to group things
One
together.
question, yeah.
So the first
thing at a
group, once you get them by themselves, is you want them to say yes. So did you enjoy the party? How does your skin feel? What products did you like today? What did you write on your wish list? Okay, what would you like to take home? These
And
are the
after
happy
you
things.
say, what would you like to take home? You don't say
Exhibit.
anything.
Whoever
You
speaks
don't-
first.
Mhm.
Yeah, whoever speaks first, go ahead with the product.
Right.
Right, so that's the, yeah, so you do it, and there are steps to do it, and the first thing is you want to compliment them, you want to ask them how they enjoyed the party, how their skin feels, and then you want to ask them, so what was on your wish list, or what would you like to take home?
And now, are you doing that? Because that's the biggest thing is they've already shopped. If you say, if you're doing the table close, where you're like, okay, ladies, now that I've gone over all the sets with you, turn over your paper, and if money were no object, what sets would you take home with you today? And they've already shopped. So they're writing set number 8, set number 2.
And they know what they want.
You know, so when you get to the table, you're like, okay, which sets are you taking home with you?
And you have to give them that opportunity to let them decide what they want to buy. Because they've already in their mind shop, and you have to just give them the opportunity to actually purchase now.
Yeah.
And
Then
we
we
start
start
talking
talking
about follow-up
using
appointment,
them.
and you're pushing it back. That's not on the forefront. So they're like, oh, I can't buy it till next time.
Or I have another opportunity to
And that's
purchase.
the
I
hardest
don't have
thing
to buy it right
first.
now.
It's hard to ask them for the money first, so you can get, it takes confidence, but
And
that's the way that the sales.
I think when you say, what would you like to take home with you today? It doesn't make me uncomfortable because I'm not asking them for money. I'm asking them, basically, I'm doing my job. What do you want to take home? Why wouldn't you want to take
Right, and I've
something home?
had like one person where I was really nervous when I first signed up and I wasn't gonna close her. And she was like, okay, and I was like wrapping everything up and I started cleaning up, and she was like, I don't wanna buy.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like, okay. Like, what are you doing? I want this stuff. You know what I mean?
Like we,
But they already decided they want it.
I love customers.
No, and, but you probably, you have customers who are like that, and you give them an opportunity to. And, there was something else I was gonna add, but I don't remember now. I'll let you know.
But yes, and like individually closing is where you're going to get an idea if they want to meet for coffee, and like you can't not do that part. That's the whole business right there. You can't not close. You can't not ask that one, what do you want to take home? Like if everything is chaotic and people are getting up and leaving, the one question you need to just make sure you ask is, what would you like to take home with you tonight before you walk out the door?
And if they're like, I would, because they're gonna say, I really want this, they're gonna lie to you. I would really love to take this home. And let's say they financially can't do that right then. Well, when a woman wants it, she wants it, she'll get it. But she's like, I don't have the money right now. And then you can be like, okay, well, we can work out a payment plan. And you can also offer them, okay, well, let's go ahead and book a follow-up appointment. We'll make it into a party so you can earn out of it. And that's when you can bring it in. After they've like, well, I can't do it right now. Then you can bring up the follow-up appointment. You know what I'm saying? And then help them earn it.
Because that's a good transition. Like I can't tell you, like I made sure everybody knew at my party that my hostess was getting $100 in free product for having 5 or more people there. That's my hostess plan. And that alone got me more bookings,
Yeah.
you know, because they're like, oh, well, I'm gonna buy this now, and then at a party I can get this and this. So it was awesome.
Do you do payment plans?
I do. I've never been screwed over.
What are
Payment
your
plans are
payment plans?
awesome. Depends on the person. I let people do whatever they can afford. Like I just had one girl, she bought a queen bag, but I let her pay for it over once a month for 4 months.
So you let her get after she
Nope, I gave it to her. But I knew her. I trusted her. She can write me a check. It's good.
Right.
Like a stranger, 50% usually, but it just depends. You can feel. I can feel it. I can tell. Like, and I'm not gonna take a check. I only do cash and card. Sorry. You know, it just depends. So, but I like payment plans. It makes me feel good, like knowing that. So I don't want anybody to feel like they can't get it. Mary Kay's awesome, you know, and when they're sitting there like puppy dog eyed wishing they could, like I'm gonna make sure they can.
Do you ever bring up a business opportunity as a solution to not being able to afford it?
I do all the time. I say that's a perfect reason to do this. You can't afford it, it's a perfect reason to do it. Everybody's excuse is a reason, right? Everybody's excuse should be a reason. Like, even in your business, making whatever your excuses are, you need to make them into your reasons. Like, I used to use my kids as an excuse why I couldn't, but my kids are my reason why I can, right?
Or you have to.
Or I have to, you know? Like, I don't have enough time to do this. Well, I'm going to do it because that will give me more time in my life. I don't have to work 40 hours a week. You know what I mean? Everything can be, I'm broke. Well, that's why you need to do this. Because you won't be broke when you start doing Mary Kay. So, yeah. We're going to shut it down, ladies. Let's go home. All right, we're going to, everybody on your feet. Oh, God.
Do we have cleaners for tonight?
I know we need 4 people to volunteer cleaning.
I'll vacuum.
Yay, Ellen's gonna vacuum. We need trash. Okay, kitchen. You wanna do kitchen? Can you check the kitchen and just make sure? And what was the, table. Table and chairs. I'll do it.
I can.
Okay, cool.
Trash doesn't take that long.
Okay, yeah, trash is good. I will make it up as I go. I don't know where the thing
Sorry, it
is.
was right there.
That's all right, I know it by heart. Oh, okay. I am great.
I am great.
I am wonderful.
I am wonderful.
I am a woman of excellence.
I am a woman of excellence.
I'm a superstar.
I'm a superstar.
I will let nobody push my buttons.
I will let nobody push my buttons.
I will let nobody rain on my parade.
I will let nobody rain on my parade.
I will go over.
I will go
I
over.
will go under.
I will go under.
I will go around.
I will go around.
And I will go straight through
I will go straight through
any obstacle that comes my way.
any obstacle that comes my way.
Because I am highly motivated.
Because I am highly
I am
motivated.
truly dedicated.
I am truly
And
dedicated.
I am a future free car driver in the making.
And I am a future free car driver in the making.
All right, ladies, do not forget, 3024 starts tomorrow. I want to see everybody's names on there. Hi, everybody. Oh, bye, Pam. Hi, Pam. Hi, Cheyenne. Hi, Amy. Hi, everybody. Good night. Have a good night, ladies.
Or not.
Okay, we need somebody for our snacks next